Today's video is iconic, important, and possibly life-changing because today we are going to be discussing books that will let your brain rot but also help you read, ? I'm dubbing these brain rot books. To be deemed a brain rot book is not a death sentence. It is actually an accolade. These are books that do not take a lot of brain power, so if you're stressed out at work, don't have a lot of time and focus, you have a lot of schoolwork to do, you need something to come to at the end of the night that's easy to read, but you're still going to enjoy it, I've got the books for you. I've got the books for you. So come along, little babies. Let's talk brain rot books. Today I'm going to share with you 5 books. Some of them are series. Again, I'm allowed to put more books in if it's part of a series. So technically it's 5 books. I make the rules here. So we have a few romances, a thriller, a fantasy. We've got a little touch of everything here for you today. And I'm going to make it easy breezy, beautiful, and quick because obviously with the brain rot, we all have goldfish brains. You guys can only focus so long, and I understand that, and I'm going to play to that. So let's kick it off with Better Than the Movies by Lynn. This one is a rom-com in a book. This is YA, so already we're off to a good start. It's going to be easier to read. I want you to know that because I'm calling this brain rot does not mean this isn't a 5 out of 5 star series. It's just easy to read, easy to conceptualize, and it reads genuinely like a movie. It is a high school romance. Listen, that's totally okay. And I know you go back and watch another Cinderella story all the time. So there's no reason you shouldn't pick this book up. It's a 10. You will love this. Guaranteed or your money back. No, I'm sorry. I can't refund anyone for anything. But seriously, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Next romance on the docket is a series. And I've only read the first 2, but we're going to talk about those 2 today. Binding and Keeping 13. These are by Chloe Walsh. This is what made me think of like this whole video, or like this is the first book that came to mind. This video came from my cousin, so shout out to her. She needed some brain rot books and I was like, girl, I got you. First book that came to mind. These books are written at a 3rd grade level. And I at first was a little mad about it, and then I realized, honestly, no, I love that. These books revolve around Johnny and Shannon's romance. It is a high school romance. It's YA, and it is a sports romance, rugby specifically. This does take place in Ireland, so if you read it in your head with a bit of an Irish accent, you're gonna have an even better time because I definitely, most certainly did. The one thing to know about these books, they are long. They're like 600 pages. They weren't full 5 stars from me. Those are hard to earn, but they were in the 4-star zone. And I care so deeply about these characters. You will be hooked on them. I can't wait to keep going with the series. Doesn't take a lot of thought, and then if you pick up one, you have a full series to read about all the different characters. But yes, these 2 are about Johnny and Shannon specifically. Do look up the trigger warnings if that's something you like to do, is something you tend to do for these 2 in particular. Yeah, totally worth the read. Next is a book I will never shut up about, so if you were hoping I was going to anytime soon, you might just want to leave and not come back because we are going to talk about Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is a werewolf vampire marriage of convenience. Is it even convenience? It literally says on the back. Okay. This book is so easy to understand, to conceptualize. It has enough plot and it has a little bit of mystery to make it interesting while you're consuming the romance, but it doesn't have so much world building that you're like, okay, now I gotta draw my own map. I gotta start making family trees. It's not quite like that. It's so enjoyable, you guys, and it's that time of year. Like, if you aren't picking up something with a vampire werewolf, I don't know what you're doing. Do yourself a big favor and do that today. Next is a thriller, and we'll finish out with a fantasy. Do you love how fast this is going today? It's not my strong suit, so everyone give me some accolades. Good job, Grace. Thanks for doing this for us. We love you forever. XXoo. 5 Survive, Holly Jackson. I love a lot of Holly Jackson's work, so I think most of hers are easy to pick up. They're YA. They're thrillers, so they're fast-paced. But this one in particular was super fast-paced for me, super interesting. This group of friends goes on like an RV trip for their senior year, I believe. I hope I'm correct here. And they end up breaking down, and it turns out that one of them is not going to survive this trip. That's all I'm going to leave you with, because of course it's a mystery. You got to figure out the rest. I thought it was super fast paced. I will say, I think the first 2 or 3 chapters, I was like, I'm not understanding a single thing. But after that, it heated up. It was enjoyable. It was easy, again, to conceptualize and read, but it is a mystery. So like, you're going to want to pick this up every night because you need to know what's going to happen next. 5 survive. All right, chickadees. The last book I have for you today, I don't have in my possession, which is kind of a crime, but that is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. Okay, this book, talk about easy to understand and binge read fantasy, because like that is not very often a thing. Okay, so this one is about a witch. I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. I'm sorry, everyone. Oh my god. The fact that I have like 3 friends makes so much more sense after saying that. This book is about a witch, Ruin, and she lives in a time where witches are being executed. So she is an undercover witch vigilante, all right? And she's looking for some intel from a notorious witch hunter. And it might just turn into even more than that. Again, this one is very romantic-y. I honestly think this one's probably YA too, so you get the theme of this video. Look to YA if you're looking for some brain rot. It's just inherently easier to read. But this one is so enjoyable. She's coming out with the 2nd book. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a duology. I was on the edge of my seat. I enjoyed every minute of it. And the magic system in this world was so easy to understand, okay? And she needs to be appreciated for that, because that is not very often the case. So if you like fantasy, but you want it to be easy to read, or if you're new to reading, all these books are amazing choices. Get out there, pick one up, and just get started. You can do it, we can do it, and I think at the end of the day, you're gonna thank me. Y'all, thanks for tuning in today to talk about some truly terrific books together. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you guys have any brain rot book suggestions for me, do not hesitate to leave those in the comments. I read all of them, so I don't know why you wouldn't leave a comment. Big X's and O's to you. All of the information about book club, by the way, because I need to plug, despite our goldfish brains, just wait 1 second. All of the information about that is going to be in the description and on the screen for the date and time for part 2 discussion of Dracula. I'll be looking forward to hearing your thoughts then. And for now, I gotta love you and leave you. So, cheers!